Hi everybody, how y'all doing today? Remember when I had talked about how DDR5 gonna be coming out and we don't know when, but I got great news. TeamGroup, the official motherboard memory, has announced that they are working on the next DDR5 memory. Yes, TeamGroup. A lot of people sleep on this company here. I use TeamGroup. I think their memory is good. I'm on their DDR4, but I am happy to hear that TeamGroup has announced that they are working on the next DDR5 memory, which will be launched in 2022, the same time as Intel launched their LGA 1700 motherboards. Yes, let's go right into the content. And here we go. TeamGroup successfully developed consumer-grade DDR5 memory and is first to enter the validation phases with motherboard manufacturers. That is great. TeamGroup, a global leader in computer memory, has rapidly responded to market demand changes during the crucial transition period of the next generation DRAM technology by integrating the newest technology to promote its development of DDR5 memory. That is great. Now, with them saying that, that means that DDR4 still be around, but with the new motherboards and new stuff coming out in 2022, they also say, hey, let's not go ahead on and upgrade the memory so it can handle all this and new technology with the new CPUs coming out, the introduction of the new PCIe 5.0 that will be coming out in 2022 as Intel released that on their new LGA 1700 motherboards. So presently, TeamGroup is working hard at producing its first batch of DDR5 memory with the tentative specifications of 16 gigabyte 4800 megahertz at 1.1 volt for a single module. Eventually we will be getting up to DDR5 8400 megahertz, but not right now. They're gonna go ahead and take it nice, take it slow. So they're coming out with the first 16 gigabyte 4800 megahertz at 1.1 volt for a single module. That means that yes, you can go ahead and get you one 16 gigabyte stick at 1.1 volt, or you can probably get you a dual kit set of two 8 gigabyte 16 RAM at 1.1 volts. So the company, as you see, nice, sleek, black. That looks awesome. So you cannot go wrong with that. Imagine you just put that in your board. You got your RGB thing going on, and that RGB just radiant across the memory. That's perfect. So with that color there, you don't need no heat spreaders on it. But with the fans in, it's going to keep it nice and cool. So the company is incorporating with major motherboard manufacturers such as ASUS, MSI, ASRock, and Gigabyte, providing memory and working together with their R&D division to perform validation tests, which I like that. Go ahead on and get the stuff, get it going, get the product made, start testing it, because we don't want to be consumers buying our first DDR5 memory with the new LGA 1700 motherboard, and then you put everything together, you put on your Windows 10 or Windows 11 or your Linux, and boom, system crashes. So it's good that they're doing validation tests to make sure everything runs correctly and everything responds properly. It is expected that consumers will not need to enter BIOS to enter the overclocking functions as the DDR5 generation begins. After installing DDR5 memory, consumers can directly boot up their computers and experience the high performance without overclocking steps of DDR4. Now that's great to hear. You don't have to go into BIOS settings or anything. Once You plug in everything, the motherboard is going to recognize it and automatically overclock it for you. That's what I like. Instead of go ahead on like DDR4, go ahead on and crank up settings here, and next thing you know, the more overclocking you're doing, the more you're adjusting the voltages and stuff, the more you start cooking your transistors on your motherboard. A lot of people don't tell you that. But when you go ahead and like use DDR4, overclock your memory on the motherboard, the more you keep overclocking it, the more you keep cranking it up, the more pressure you push on it, the more you start frying out your transistors. And then bam, your board no longer don't work no more. Then you got to go out and buy your new motherboard. But here's the thing here, a lot of people not paying attention. I've been paying attention to a lot of this here. A lot of people buy these refurbished motherboards and they're already burnt out. And then when you see the seller sit down, put down no refund, then you know why. You just been sold a defective motherboard after he have done overclocked it to the massive limits, fried the board out, and bam, it's no longer working. So, but that's good to hear that, everything can be overclocked and settings when you plug the stuff in. I like that. That's what I like. That's why ASUS got their little thing, their little chipset that recognize overclocking chips. So when you put them in, it picks it up, open up the overclocking settings for you, and done. You ain't gotta do nothing. Your board, all your parts are being overclocked out to the maximum. So if you need it, that's pretty great for all these extreme gamers out there, because these extreme gamers go ahead and crank up everything just for high frame per second numbers. Oh, I did 180 frame per second. I could do 210. Then you go into your BIOS settings and then you crank up everything and bam. Now you're hitting 210, 220 frame per second rate numbers and stuff. But that's a good thing to hear that when you plug this new memory in, it's automatically go ahead on and start performing the overclocking for you without you having to go step into BIOS. That's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead on and put the link of this article in the description below so I can do some more reading. And thank y'all for watching. Hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Peace.